Have you ever wondered where the game of baseball, America's favorite pastime, originated? The roots of baseball are tangled and twisted, tracing back to a time when the world was a very different place. Some say the game sprang from the fertile minds of children in the 18th century, while others claim it evolved from older games like rounders and cricket. The true origins of baseball are shrouded in myths and legends, a testament to the game's enduring allure. One such tale tells of Abner Doubleday, who supposedly invented baseball in Cooperstown, New York in the late 1830s. But alas, this story is more fiction than fact, concocted by a committee searching for an all-American origin for the sport. In reality, baseball's beginnings are more humble and far-reaching. It seems to have evolved from games played in England and brought to America by early settlers. Games like rounders, a sport involving striking a ball and running bases, and cricket, with its pitched balls and bats, are likely precursors. By the mid-19th century, baseball began to take shape as we know it. In 1845, a team called the New York Knickerbockers, led by Alexander Cartwright, drafted a set of 20 rules for the game. These rules, which included the three-strike rule and the diamond-shaped infield, became the cornerstone of modern baseball. Interestingly, baseball was not an instant success. It simmered in the background, a pastime enjoyed by a few until the Civil War. The war spread the game far and wide as soldiers from different parts of the country played to pass the time. When the war ended, these soldiers took the game back to their hometowns, and slowly but surely, baseball began to gain ground. By the late 19th century, professional leagues had begun to form, and the game of baseball was on its way to becoming a national obsession. So the journey of baseball began, not with a bang, but with a simmering flame of interest that would eventually blaze into the beloved sport we know today. As the 19th century rolled on, baseball slowly began to take shape. The first team to play baseball under modern rules, the New York Knickerbockers, was formed in 1845. This was a pivotal moment in the history of baseball, as it marked the beginning of a new era in the sport. The Knickerbockers were the pioneers of baseball as we know it today, introducing a set of 20 rules that would become the basis for the current game. In 1857, the National Association of Baseball Players was established, marking another significant milestone in baseball's formative years. This association brought together multiple clubs, creating a unified structure for the sport and promoting a sense of camaraderie and competition among players. Just a year after the formation of the New York Knickerbockers, in 1846, the first officially recorded baseball game took place in Hoboken, New Jersey. This event is often considered the birth of baseball, and it set a precedent for the organized games that would follow. The next critical event in baseball's evolution was the creation of the first professional team, the Cincinnati Red Stockings. Formed in 1869, the Red Stockings brought a new level of professionalism and skill to the game. They were the first team to pay their players, transforming baseball from a recreational pastime into a professional sport. As the sport continued to evolve, the need for a more formalized structure became apparent. In 1876, the National League was created, providing a platform for the best teams to compete against each other on a national stage. This was the first of the major leagues in professional baseball, and it played a crucial role in cementing baseball's place in American culture. From the formation of the New York Knickerbockers to the creation of the National League, these formative years were instrumental in shaping the sport of baseball. Every rule, every team, every league contributed to the game's evolution. The foundation was laid, and baseball was poised to enter a new era. The turn of the century saw baseball morphing into the game we recognize today. As the 19th century gave way to the 20th, baseball was on the cusp of significant changes, some of which would fundamentally transform the sport. In the early days of the 20th century, the formation of the American League in 1901 proved to be a monumental development. This new league, formed by Ban Johnson, initially began as the Western League, but rebranded to challenge the National League's monopoly. It was a bold move, leading to a fierce and enduring rivalry that still resonates in the sport today. A couple of years later, in 1903, another major landmark was reached with the inception of the World Series. This marked the beginning of an annual postseason competition between the champions of the American League and the National League. The very first World Series saw the Boston Red Sox triumph over the Pittsburgh Pirates in a best-of-9 series. This contest soon became a beloved tradition, offering fans the thrill of watching their teams fight for the ultimate victory. Fast forward to 1973, and baseball once again underwent a significant change with the introduction of the designated hitter rule in the American League. This rule, which allows a team to use another player to bat in place of the pitcher, was a game changer. It added a new strategic element to the sport and increased the offensive firepower of teams. Around the same time, baseball also embraced the advent of night games, bringing a whole new dynamic to the sport. The first official night game was played in 1935, but it wasn't until the mid-20th century that they became a regular feature. Night games opened the sport to a larger audience, allowing working fans to catch games after hours. As the decades passed, baseball continued to evolve, adapting to the changing times and tastes. These key developments have shaped the modern game, and it's fascinating to look back and see how far we've come from the sport's humble beginnings. Fast forward to the 21st century, and baseball has become an international phenomenon. What was once a pastime confined to the United States has now spread its wings and touched down all over the globe. Latin America, Japan, South Korea, and even Europe have embraced this sport with open arms, contributing their own unique flair and talent to the ever-evolving game. The increase in diversity is not just geographical, but also cultural. Today's baseball reflects a melting pot of backgrounds, with players hailing from various ethnicities and walks of life. This rich tapestry of cultures has only served to enhance the sport, bringing in new strategies, styles, and a global fan base. At the same time, technology has also found its way onto the diamond. Advanced analytics are shaping team strategies, and player performance is being tracked with unprecedented precision. High-speed cameras, radar systems, and wearable tech are no longer the stuff of science fiction, but everyday tools in a baseball team's arsenal. These technological advancements have transformed the way teams train, strategize, and even scout for new talent. And then there's the money. The astronomical sums involved in baseball today would have been unimaginable in the early days of the sport. The highest paid players are earning in the hundreds of millions, with teams themselves being valued at over $1 billion. The New York Yankees, for instance, are estimated to be worth around $5 billion, a testament to the commercial appeal and global reach of baseball today. But despite all these changes, the core spirit of the game remains the same. It's still about the thrill of the pitch, the crack of the bat, the strategic play, and the sheer joy of being part of a team. It's still about the love of the game. From humble beginnings to global fame, baseball has truly come a long way. So how exactly has baseball changed from its inception to now? From humble beginnings in the mid-19th century, baseball has undergone a fascinating evolution. The rules have been tweaked and honed to perfection, transforming the sport from a simple pastime into a strategic battle of wits and skill. The equipment, too, has seen significant upgrades. The primitive bats and balls of yesteryears have been replaced with high-tech gear designed to enhance performance and safety. Strategies have evolved, with teams now employing data analytics to gain a competitive edge, and let's not overlook the changing face of the players. Once a predominantly white American sport, baseball has embraced diversity, welcoming players from various ethnic backgrounds and countries. Yet, despite all these changes, the essence of the game remains. The crack of the bat, the cheer of the crowd, the thrill of a home run. These timeless elements continue to captivate us. The game of baseball is a testament to the times, constantly evolving, yet always maintaining its core spirit and charm.